Video games are a complete waste of time. Now, I know that's a bold statement, and before we get started, and there is some reason here, be sure to hit the notification bell, subscribe to the channel if you like this content and would like to receive more content like it, or follow me on any of my social media channels. Now, let's get into why I make such a bold statement that video games are a complete waste of time. First, really, you must ask yourself, what are you doing or what could you be doing instead of playing video games? So the reason I say they're a waste of time in a lot of cases, and we will encounter exceptions here shortly, is they primarily create a false reality that diverts your time and energy away from doing productive things, i.e., your goals, passion, or purpose. Yes, a lot of times, they can provide an artificial outlet to, satisfy, especially, for some of you guys, like your more manly urges of adventure, exploration, conquest, things of that nature. However, the problem is that it is a digitally mediated artificial reality, and they fall short in achieving real life challenges. For example, let's say that you want to compete. Yeah, you can do so. You can do so in a video game. That's great, and a lot of people have a lot of fun doing so. But maybe it'd be a better idea, especially for your health, physical, mental, spiritual, psychological, what have you, is to join a gym. Take up a new sport, take up a new sport, or even start a business. Maybe that YouTube channel you've always been looking to get going. That idea you've held in the back of your head, but you never have quite been able to execute on. But really, in general, like it comes down to the fact that, like, video games, there's nothing inherently wrong with them at all. I used to like them quite a bit when I was a kid. I grew up kind of in the middle of nowhere in the country, and this was pre-internet, like in the early to mid 1990s. So there was literally nothing to do a lot of times, especially when it was, the winter time, and you literally couldn't go outside. So video games served as kind of a distraction in lieu of doing something that has a higher level purpose. So, really what you must do is learn to master yourself in order to master your reality. So this leads us to the caveat that I alluded to earlier in the video. There's nothing inherently wrong with video games. And I do recommend you spend a ton of time playing them if you derive an income or your professional persona involves you playing video games. If you are in the industry, if you code video games, if you market, promote, if you play competitively video games, or you derive an income out of it, then yeah, by all means, go ahead and go forward. But the reason I make the bold statement, and hopefully you follow me this far through, so rather than grilling me right from reading the title, which a lot of people on the internet do nowadays for whatever reason. If you followed this far along, there's nothing wrong with playing video games, but the question you must ask yourself is, why are you playing a video game? So let's put you in a couple of categories. If it's part of your public persona, professional persona, you're making money from it, that's great. Yep, have fun, play video games all day long. Two is, for me, a lot of times I'll put video games or something of this nature. It's kind of like I put it in the back of my head in a dessert category. So it's something I can do. It's just something I need to do sparingly, or it's something I need to do, or I don't need to do it, but something that I can do when everything else that's important has been taken care of. So I think this is probably a healthier way to approach video games, or just any sort of digitally mediated experience in general. And then three, and this is where I make the bold statement, like, hey, video games are a waste of time. Three, it's a waste of time if it falls more into an addiction category. So for those, for example, like I like drinking a glass of bourbon every now and then, but if I'm heading to the bars and just getting smashed every night, then that becomes a problem, because that falls more into the territory of addiction. And I think that video game addiction is a real thing. I know people that literally actually, let's be honest, I don't know these people because they're video game addicts. You can't know these people. Like any addict, there's something they're using to separate themselves from reality. And in this case, it's video games. So hopefully you don't fall into that category. If you do, I'd recommend, probably getting some help. I'm sure there's likely comorbidity with other addictions that you have in your lifestyle if you are legitimately addicted to video games. But likewise, if it's a healthy habit, hey, there's nothing else to do, or maybe you're sitting in the waiting room for a couple minutes, so you want to play a game on your smartphone or something, like, yeah, great, have at it. But really what I'd ask, if you do get the urge to play video games, if again you've determined that this is a unhealthy impulse for you, if you find yourself engaging in this or any other unhealthy impulses, you might just want to stop and ask yourself, like, hey, why am I doing this? What am I looking to get out of this? And what is a new healthy habit that I can insert in the place of video games or whatever addiction you might have that might actually help me get ahead or start getting ahead in life. So, for example, I use this advice, for example, when I have a guy reach out to me, he's like, oh, hey man, I just broke up with my girlfriend. I don't know what to do. I can't stop thinking about her. I was like, get down and do push-ups like right now. Seriously, like the next time you have an invasive thought pattern that enters your head, get down and do something physical. Go for a run, do push-ups, do whatever. I like push-ups because it's easy and there's no excuse to not do them. You can do it literally anywhere. So drop down, bang out some push-ups and just see how many you can do. If you've never done push-ups before, you might have to do assisted, head on your knees and, do partial push-ups, whatever. It doesn't really matter if you execute the exercise properly in this scenario. The idea is to just get moving, because when these thoughts enter your head, you want to convert them into something productive. So when your body feeds you these thoughts, like, hey, one, they're going to go away. Like, I'm not going to give into the addiction. And then two, in lieu of this, I'm going to develop a new addiction. So for me, I like doing anything that includes physicality is what I like to put in the new addiction category. And then obviously you don't want to be like a gym addict or anything either. At some point, you want to put that into the healthy category. But do that, start, drop down, do some push-ups or whatever, whenever you have this urge. And then tomorrow, try to increase that number. And this is with anything, whether it's starting to cook healthy, whether it's starting to go for a run, whether it's doing push-ups, lifting weights, studying, writing, playing music, doing whatever it is that you have identified is more productive than playing video games, to where you're no longer encountering a net loss in time, energy, and purpose. But you're actually starting to get, bit by bit, a bit of a net positive going for you in life. And then simply do this again tomorrow and just try to increase that number just a little bit. This is just a basic principle that a lot of bodybuilders use in the gym, and we'll get into this in future videos. It's just called the principle of progressive overload. It's, start at a certain set point and then just continually try to improve or expand upon that. And you know what? It may seem like a lot today. It may seem like a lot tomorrow, but when you track these things, at some point you'll realize, like, oh my God, like just how far you've gone. And then, for example, when you start to go down these rabbit holes of developing new passions and new habits and new purposes, then when you look back at the time-wasting activities you engaged in before, you probably won't even recognize them. And this, again, is why I started the video with the bold declaration that video games are a waste of time, because, when I was a kid, I wasted a lot of time doing it, and I would rather not waste that time anymore. However, if I happen to bump into you or I have some spare moments, I'll gladly partake in a little online video gaming. However, most people probably don't want to play with me because I am definitely a noob and a nerd when it comes to this stuff. So I'll just go ahead and stick to my lane. But hopefully this gives you an idea of, why I say that video games are a complete waste of time, and gives you an idea of, why you may be distracting yourself with non-productive activities and what to do instead. Again, if you like this content, be sure to hit the notification bell, subscribe to the channel, follow me on any sort of social media profiles that I have shared, and I will see you next time.